Hello, welcome to Local Chats. I'm Lewis Adams, and I'm here with Danielle Wheeldon and David Snowdon, authors and illustrator of the Nerdy Birdy book. Hey guys, how you doing?
Good.
Good, how are you?
All right, so before we get on to the book itself, do you want to tell me about yourselves?
Well, I'm 23, nearly 24 years old, and I've lived in Bendigo my entire life. And and I've always wanted to write a kids' book, and one day we decided to do it.
Yeah, I'm a graphic designer by trade, but I've been interested in illustration and sort of just got more into it recently, whereas I was always into it growing up, but then when I did graphic design at school, it was sort of more about computers. But we had the idea to do a children's book, and I'm like, may as well give it a shot.
Roughly how long did it take to actually write the book itself from when you started?
I think from when we decided that we wanted to actually do this project and go ahead with it, from then to when we had our book launch and everything, it was about a year and a half, mainly because we weren't really in a rush with it all, and we both work full time, so it was kind of trying to find time outside of work. And
it was just a bit of a project really, just sort of a fun thing to do. But so we probably spent about quite a few months, maybe 4 months, just trying to get all the words right, and trying to figure out which pages to put the words on before getting any of the drawing started, because obviously that would affect the pictures. And after we did that, it probably took another like half a year or something to get the drawing done, because I was sort of doing it outside of my full-time job, and sort of had to try to stay motivated to do it, and you sort of have to spend a couple of hours a night on it and everything. So I did that here and there where I could, but it definitely feels good to see it when you've got all the pictures together.
So what is a Nerdy Birdie?
our main character in the story, Ned, he's actually a cool little guy. He just tries his best at school, and he's very smart, very bright. You know, like a lot of kids, loves to shoot his hand up and answer a question at school, which I actually think is pretty cool, and I think that kind of quality is really cool, to try your best in school. But unfortunately, a few of the other birds in our book, they pick on Ned because they don't think it's very cool to try and to know, you know, to be smart at things. So a nerdy birdie, I guess, is, to me, it's someone who's just cool in their own little way, like got their own little strengths, and isn't afraid to kind of show them, I guess.
Because it's a very relevant issue, the themes around bullying and that sort of thing. Is that something that you thought from the outset that you wanted to hit?
Yeah, definitely. I think from the moment we were talking about doing a book and Dave sketched this little character, and I just looked at it and thought, well, I just felt like it had a story to tell, and I think definitely bullying has been an issue for ages, and it currently is a pretty big issue. So we definitely wanted to help kids if we could, even if we just sort of helped a couple kids just feel better about being different, I suppose. It was definitely something we wanted to try and do. And
it really gives the book an identity beyond another run-of-the-mill children's book as well, I think.
Yeah, well, we definitely hope so. And I mean, we knew that if we wanted to do it, we wanted to make it a bit different and have a bit of a positive message, and not just be just a random, weird kind of colourful kids book. And we've had a lot of parents of kids write to us or message us on Facebook and say that it's helped their kid through some tough times, and when perhaps they were getting bullied. So we're pretty pleased that we went with our gut instinct to do this.
Tell me more about the journey bringing the book to life, to the sort of the printed version. You didn't just get funding from publishing house or anything like that. You crowdsourced it.
At first, we knew we wanted a bit of money to start the book rather than going after it with just our own funds, because it is a bit of a risk as well. So we were able to source a couple of grants from, There was the Awesome Foundation in Malden. They started us off with a $1,000 grant. That was good because I bought some art supplies, and it really got the ball rolling. And we knew we wanted to get a print run of 400 to start with, which cost quite a bit. So we decided to do a video to advertise for our crowdfunding campaign, which we did through possible.com.au. And so we wanted to raise $3,000 to get the first print run done, and luckily we got even over that thanks to friends sharing it, and there were even people from overseas putting towards it, because it's almost like pre-ordering the book, almost like if people gave $20 we'd send them a book once it was complete and everything. It's good because it motivates you to get it done as well, because you got people relying on you in a way, especially if you make your target, because then it's sort of, you've got a responsibility to do it.
The crowdfunding was awesome. Like, it was very exciting. We sort of set up different levels of rewards, I suppose, and then people might pledge $10 and we send them a bookmark or whatever it was. But it was really exciting to check your sort of emails every day and go, oh, someone from Norway's donated. Like, what is this? And a lot of it was our family and friends in the Bendigo community, but it just helped us to believe in ourselves, I guess. Like, sometimes when you're doing something a bit different or taking a risk, or, you know, we're doing this project that, who are we to think we could try and, you know, create a book, you know, like, it's a lot easier said than done. But I think that having people behind us, it helped motivate us to get it done and to realise that we were doing a good thing for kids.
And now that you're at the other end of this, you've got the book in your hands, like literally right now in your hands. That must be really exciting.
Yeah, it feels like a bit of an accomplishment, I suppose. Yeah, after you spend all this time on it, you're obviously seeing it come together and, yeah, putting all the pieces together, but then to actually hold a physical copy is like, it's pretty rewarding. Yeah. Yeah,
it feels, sounds pretty weird, but it kind of feels like our baby in a way. Like, we've sort of watched it grow, and, you know, everyone, you know, had everyone's support and encouragement, and it's a weird feeling. It's been out a couple of years now, which has gone really quickly. So it just kind of started as a fun project for us to combine our creativity to do something positive, I guess, and something a bit different and follow a bit of a dream. Yeah, it's ended up going pretty well for us, so we're very lucky.
You touched on this a bit earlier. Now that it has been out for a couple of years, a lot of children have been reading the book. A lot of parents and teachers have been reading it to their children. What kind of feedback have you been getting?
It's positive feedback, which is good. We've heard about how their kids relate to the characters easily, like whether it's someone that does get picked on a bit at school, they can see Ned as a bit of a hero, or there's even some kids that are probably on the bully side of things, and they can see that that's probably not the best way to act. From reading the book. It's
been really cool and just bizarre because we've got fan mail, but we've had like lots of pictures, even from kids in a school over in Africa who some books got sent over to, and you know, the drawings that they send us and some of the letters that kids all over Australia write to us, you know, they identify the fact that it is okay to be different. And I guess it's awesome to know that kids at schools locally in Bendigo, like, they do get the message that it's all right to be different and that it's not all right to pick on someone for being different, because it's kind of a ridiculous thing. Like, we're all supposed to be different, and I actually think it's quite weird that people get picked on for being different. But as you know, like, when you're young, it's just something that kids kind of do. So yeah, the feedback's been really, really positive, which is good.
It's cool it's been so widespread as well.
Yeah, it is. What happened was a few people said to us in 2014, you should apply for this Illustrator Award, and we didn't think much of it. And then we actually got shortlisted for the Children's Book Council of Australia 2014 Crichton Award for New Illustrator, Best New Illustrator. So it kind of meant that out of all the books in Australia that applied, we got in the top 4 in that category for Best New sort of Illustrator, which is really cool.
Because of that, we got put on like a recommended list to schools and libraries across Australia. And so we got a letter or an email and a letter one day during the week, and then the very next day we were getting emails from bookstores asking for like 100 copies, bulk orders, and we were just like, oh, we need to order more books, because
what's happening?
We'd sort of had, by then we had done a second lot of 400 copies. In our minds, we were just sort of like waiting to sell them, and I don't know if we get another print run after that. Like, if we sell them, we've done pretty good for ourselves. But then, we started getting all these orders, and we had to quickly do a big order, and we were trying to figure out how many to do. We were thinking 1,000, 2,000. We ended up getting 4,000 by the looks of the orders we were getting, and luckily we're through most of that now, which is exciting. But at the time, it feels like a bit of a risk. But obviously, the more you get, the less cost per book it is. So
it was just bizarre because we sort of went before this award came out, we sort of went from selling maybe a couple of copies a week just locally, mainly in Bendigo, to Scholastic would email us wanting 70, or the Dimmick stores wanting 100. Like, it just went nuts, and we just went, what's happening here? Like, I think we need to get some more books printed. So we did, and that's what really helped the book to be quite successful. So it's actually now in over 90 bookstores across Australia. So from going to a couple in Bendigo to that, we're proud of it. Yeah, proud it's reached a lot of people.
You sort of found yourself in this position where you've self-published this book as well. Like, has it been interesting from the perspective of a publisher of a book that you've written that is getting this widespread success, like this many orders?
It is a bit of a challenge sometimes doing it on your own, like, because we have our own full-time jobs as well, so it is something we're doing on the side, and it's mostly just packing orders at this stage and trying to do a few school visits here and there. I guess we don't have it's not as widespread as it possibly could be if it was published, but a well-known publisher.
Yeah. Or have you thought about where this is going?
Not really, to be honest. I think we're just happy kids are reading it, and we're just really thankful that even just the Bendigo community have supported us and, written little write-ups on us or articles, in the Addy and that kind of thing. We're just very thankful for how far it's come already, just from a little sort of sticky note idea to what the project has become now. We don't really have any plans to bring it to a publisher or anything, so we're pretty happy just self-publishing it.
I think at this stage we could probably still push it a bit further, try to get it into more stores if we go and try to sell it to them. So we probably should put some time into doing that.
It's been a really good side project for us, and we're very happy with the result.
What would be next then? Do you think you'll do another book or do something else along those lines, or a project inspired by it?
We know we want to do another book. It has been hard to find the time to do it. Yeah. All got busy lives, I suppose. It's definitely in the works. We've got an idea, but really need to start, putting pen to paper.
Yep. You're at the other end of quite a large project that most people don't really do. Do you have any advice for people that might be starting out, might want to do something like this?
If you know anyone that even knows a little bit about what you're trying to do, approach them and just ask for any advice. Like we had contacts, because obviously we didn't know how to publish a children's book, but we knew Harry from Dimmicks, and he helped out a lot in the first stages. But even then, when we self-published, we got a company from Queensland to help us out, and that they organised the ISBN barcode and everything. And there's just so much value in advice that other people can give you. And I also recommend crowdfunding. I reckon it's a great way to get projects off the ground. Like I said before, having the responsibility of other people's money going towards it, you do feel like you have to do a good job of it and make sure you finish it on time and everything like that too.
I sort of agree with Dave. If anyone has a project idea, I think networking is very important, and you never know who you might meet or what advice they can give you and support they can give you. And also with the crowdfunding, I think it's really cool platform for people who might not have the money to do what they want to do. They're sort of not letting it stop them. I would definitely recommend something like a Possible website to people. Yeah, and I would just say go for it. Like, it's sometimes scary. It's always scary to go outside your comfort zone, but really that's where all the rewards are, I guess, and the sense of achievement at the end of the day is something that is really, really nice to have.
And where can people go if they want to, like, if they don't have the book, they want to buy the book, or if they just want to send you more fan mail?
Oh, awesome. Well, we have a website which is thenerdybirdybook.com. We can also be contacted via our Facebook page, The Nerdy Birdy. And it's sold at a couple local stores in Bendigo as well.
Thanks a lot, guys, for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
It's been a pleasure having a local chat with you. You can find this podcast. You can find other podcasts that I've done on my website on www.thenewlocal.net. The New Local on Facebook. If you want to tweet, it's at The New Local. And also you can check out the Patreon, which there'll be a link for that if you want to help support this podcast. Thank you, and see you guys next time.